Well, hey everybody, welcome back. I know it's been a while. There's been a lot of stuff going on, I guess. I've got some new trains, did some work on the layout, and I figured it's been a while, so I just kind of give you a little update of what's been going on. So I went today and I bought some really nice trains, some like newer stuff, I guess you could say. Newer rolling stock, a couple more locomotives. Tried to trying to get rid of some of that older, cheaper stuff. Start getting some nicer, newer stuff. Metal wheels, better details, just better quality stuff. That's my goal. And I picked up some more locomotives, so I'll show you what I got going on. I got a lot of builds getting ready to probably happen as soon as catfish season's over. Well, catfish season's never over for me, but right now the fish are biting really well, and I can't pass it up. I've been catching a lot of big catfish here lately, and they'll be going on spawn here probably around 1st of June or so. I'll be able to get some time off from the fishing, at least the catfishing. But I've been really hitting the lake really hard. Been really busy at work. Work's picked up really good, and that's what pays the bills. So that's mainly what I do. And if I ain't working, I'm fishing usually. This train thing is just something I like to do on the side. I don't care if I make money at it or not. But I will show you some progress I've been doing on the layout itself and some of the things I've picked up. So, got this box here, a couple things here. I got some locomotives over there I picked up. I finally got a shell for that J-Class Bowser repower kit. So it's in the drawer over there, just waiting to put together. Got a lot of stuff needs to put together, just ain't had time. So here we go. All right, so I got a bunch of cool stuff today. Well, hopefully we can see this pretty good. It's like a log car. Wait, no. What brand it is, I don't know, but it's a nice one. I got 3 of these for the layout, and I thought I could use these with the PTS in Ohio because I'm gonna have like a wood chip facility or lumber facility. So that'll branch off of that. There's one there kind of south of Peebles, I believe, past south of the quarry down there. And they're really not on the rail line or anything, but I figured it'd just be something I could put on the rail line maybe. So I thought it was cool. So I got 3 of those and put those on the layout. So I'm not sure what brand of cars they are. They got Katy couplers and everything. Plastic wheels. I've changed the wheels out. I think most of this got metal wheels though, which I like, which I want. Eventually have metal wheels on everything. I got quite a few cars today. Let's see. Some undecorated stuff. Then I needed some nicer, newer style tank cars. So I got these 2 right here. I don't know how well you can see them. UTLX. 2 different numbers. So metal wheels, Katy couplers. Really nice. I've been wanting some of those for a while. I'd like to get a few more of those style cars for the layout. So when I build the lower layout, I want better stuff for down there. Up here I can just run my River Aussie and some other stuff. But I really like to have some really nice stuff. So that's just what I like to have. And then I got me another cool center beam car. I like these things. They're pretty cool. I didn't go to a train show or anything. Just bought these off somebody. I believe these have metal wheels too. It's a UP. UP 273192. Pretty nice. And I've got another center beam core. I think it's a McKean core, but I'm not sure what this one is. It's really nice. I'll get it up here on the layout. And then, let's see, I bought an SD40-2 off of a guy I know. It's got dang tags on them. Let me get my razor knife and cut these tags off. All right, I got those tags cut off. Here we got Nathrun Norfolk Southern SD40-2. Really nice. Blue box. One of my favorite kind of locomotives, SD40. There's something about these I really like. And we'll have to see if it runs. There we go. Well, let me bring you on over here. A little closer maybe. All right, there it is. Let me zoom in if I can. Can't zoom in or out because it's a piece of crap. But there it is, SD40-2. Figure out which line it is here. Which control pack. Okay, they're both on. So it must be this one. Other direction. Yep. That's going to need a cleaning. It runs, but it's going to need a cleaning. So I'll set it off to the next track. Then SD40-2, another Northwestern. Now, I've got those other two Northwesterns, so it doesn't hurt to have a third one, I guess. So let's see what it'll do. Trying to. I think that was going to need a cleaning. Yep, definitely going to need a cleaning. There we go. So, yeah, that one's definitely going to need a cleaning. And then, let's see. I think I got one more locomotive. This one's undecorated. It's Atherton Blue Box Trainmaster. Figured I'd paint this up to something. Probably V&O. Since I've already got one painted up as V&O, I might make a pair. So, lights on, but no one's home. Yeah. Gonna need a cleaning. Yep, that one's gonna need a cleaning. But I got all the handrails and everything in here, it looks like. Probably just been in a box for never been ran. But those two just need cleaned. No big deal. They look really good. So I'll take those apart and clean them and grease them and all that. And that'll be really cool. Also got this Atherton Blue Box undecorated gondola car. This will be part of my PTS in Ohio or the Cincinnati Eastern. There's a place in the Peebles that makes what are these things? Oh gosh, I had a brain fart. But another one, undecorated. I think there's a total of 3 of them. Railroad ties. Place there in Peebles that makes railroad ties. So I wanted to have a few cars for them to use for that. Let's see. and another one. So let's paint those up to something that looks similar that they use. I'm not sure. I mean, they use different ones. Just make them look like they're old and dirty, probably something like that. Then I got a bunch of covered hoppers. This Pillsbury one, metal wheels, kitty couplers. Pretty nice. I like the covered hoppers. See, this one's an AccuRail covered hopper. It's Cargill salt. Really nice. Metal wheels, kitty couplers. I think there's another one like that. There's another ACFX Cargill covered hopper, and it's a AccuRail. Nice car. And then we got a Union Pacific hopper. Not sure what brand, but I believe it's got the metal wheels. Yeah, I think so. No, it's got plastic wheels. I've changed that one out probably. And I got a couple of those, I believe. Uh-oh. What was that? Piece fell off. Blew it back on. But another one of them UP covered hoppers. It's pretty slick. I like the covered hopper cars a lot. And they're a pretty good sized train. And another one. I think they have all different road numbers, which is nice. We got coupler on it, coupler, wheel. There we go. Look together. Let's see what else we got. I think that's about it. Yeah, that looks like that's about it. So, take a look at these. So I got those 3 UP hopper cars, covered hoppers. And then there's 2 Cargills. Those are nice. I don't have any of those. The Pillsbury one I don't have, but I do now. Center hopper, or center beam, which is nice. And something's off the tracks and something came unhooked up there. And then the 2 UTLX tank cars. And okay, I had to get those other cars hooked up. And then there's 3 like log or lumber cars or whatever they are. They'll need some weight added to them for sure. They're pretty light. But that's what I got today. I thought I got some 3-bay hoppers, but I don't see them. Must not got them. Oh well, I'll go back and get them. He's got way more, so I'm gonna probably go back here soon and get some more, I think. And let me take you around and show you what else has been going on. All right, here on my workbench, I just started another model airplane. And I'm gonna probably build a couple since last time I've made a video. I picked this one up for like $6, and that was with shipping. So you can get these off eBay really cheap if you just look around, you know. This is a Japanese kamikaze plane. I don't have any, but I think it was like $6.50. That was with shipping. I bid it on. Nobody else bid it on. I had free shipping, so it's like, you know, $6 plane I got. You can't beat that. It was brand new, sealed, and everything. You know, I'm not a fan of the Japanese during World War II, but you know, it's like history here. You gotta have a little bit of everybody. You know, a little bit of history going on. So, and then, you know, I'm a big fan of Cincinnati Eastern, and I finally scored me another one of these Walter Trainline GP 15-1s. Dirt cheap. I got another one, last one. And I have decal sets coming for this. And the little switcher I got at the last train show sitting over there on my bench. Decals coming. So I can do those two. And then also got this I've had. I didn't buy this lately. I've had this for a while. But this U-boat, or whatever you want to call these dang old things. It's an old chassis system, missing handrails. So I'm going to order some uprights. Some shanked, or whatever you want to call them things. I think A1 makes them. You can buy them for a couple bucks. I'm going to order some of those and build the rest of the handrails from brass. But over there on the Cincinnati Eastern line, they have two of these. They have the blue one and the green one. Well, the blue one's out of commission at the moment, and it may not be running again from what I understand, but I'm not sure. It might be permanently out of commission. But the old green one over there, they finally got it up and running. And I seen on one of Jawtooth's videos all about a week ago maybe, that was running. So I got to build that one. And that's going to be the green, what is it, like a B27 or a B30, I am not sure. But that I can change around a little bit to make it that locomotive, or resemble that locomotive, no problem. Just needs to be painted. I got to order a yellow stripe for it. When I ordered my decals, I forgot to order the yellow stripe. So I may have some, so I ain't really worried about it. I probably got some. And then it really doesn't get nothing fancy. It's like old weathered green paint, light green. Yellow stripe down the side, and it goes down the front to like a V. And then on the side of the cab, it's got, you know, CCET and I think yellow lettering. If I remember, it's yellow or white, one or the other. But I'm pretty sure I got yellow lettering too, so it doesn't matter. And then, hold on a second, I'll show you what else I picked up. All right, here's a couple things I picked up a good while back. Set that out of the way there. I picked up a couple more of these old Hudsons. I've only got a whole bunch of them already, but price was really awesome on them, so I couldn't say no. So I think originally what I was going to do is put these two together and make a duplex Tennessean fantasy style train locomotive, but you know, I really don't want to do that, I don't think. I mean, it'd be cool and all, but I think what I'm going to do is make another Tennessean and then possibly sell it, because I have other tenders over there and all kinds of stuff, and a decal set for a Tennessean. So I may just make me another Tennessean locomotive and list it on eBay or something and just see what it will do. And then the other one, I may build me another C&O, what are they, L1 Hudsons? Just to have another one. I think I've got a yellow and orange one I've already built over there, so I might build me another orange one. Or maybe I'll go ahead and build a Tennessean duplex. I mean, it is cool building those custom locomotives, but there's sometimes it can be a really pain. And this right here is the beginning of the chassis for a C&O turbine locomotive that I started like over a year ago. And I still have the parts that I ordered like 5 months ago to hopefully get it going. I just ain't worked on it. But I still have to build the shell and stuff for it. But once I get the chassis to where it runs pretty good, it's all Athearn powered, so it should run pretty good. But I think I'm not going to build the duplex. I don't know. I'll wait and see. Get all crazy and stuff. But I'm going to build a Tennessean of some sort out of one of these. So like I'm thinking I'm just going to build a regular Tennessean and put it on eBay maybe, or if somebody's interested in one or something, just sell it. Just try to make some money back. And plus, you know, it'd be kind of fun to do anyway. And then I've got, like I said, a whole drawer of them things that I've been. There's my Union Pacific drawer. That's all gondolas and 3-bay hoppers. And there's like 60 or 70 of the gondolas and probably 40 or 50 of those others. I've been doing those for years, saving those. And then a bunch of those old Tyco Union Pacific train cars that have the two piggybacks on them. I got a bunch of those too. Been finding them over years at train shows. Oh, there they are. You see I got just so many Hudsons, Project Hudsons here. Hudson with the blue goose nose. Another Empire State shell. What, 4 regular streamline Hudsons. I've got a hospital, a River Rossi hospital Hudson with no tender. That's for sale. The thing's like really nice. Got the tag and everything. I got it dirt cheap. So, you know, I make my money back out of it, I'll be good. So, let's see. Yeah, there's more Hudson parts. One of these Hudsons is going to get the Niagara style tender. Let's see. Where's one at? Right here, I think. No. But the Niagara tender that's on that Bachman used. I've got one. Must be another drawer. But I'm going to put a Niagara tender behind it like the... Because River Rossi, when they made the Super Hudson, they used like the Centipede big boy style tender. When it actually should be like the Centipede Niagara tender. And I've got one back over in one of these drawers. So I'm going to paint it up and make it, you know, what it's really supposed to be. I think that'd be cool. Let's see. I might as well take you through my drawers. There's all my good stuff. Cincinnati Eastern, V&O, I&O, and all that in there. So I went through all this stuff. I'm getting ready to have a big sale. A lot of that stuff, right? All that train locomotives, train cars, and everything. There's all kinds of stuff right there. There's probably well over 100 locomotives, well over 100 freight cars, but it's all the cheaper brand, Bachman, Tyco, stuff like that. Manitoua, whatever, you know. The stuff you find, you know, I ain't gonna ask a bunch for it. I mean, if somebody would come in here with like, let's say, 300 bucks, you could buy it all. There's over 100 locomotives, over 100 freight cars. There's like that little small tub, I think, is like freight car parts, you know. There's some scenery stuff, not too much. Some track. I think there's 1 or 2 power sets. That Pillsbury train I had, I bought it in there. Most steam locomotives and diesel locomotives in there, but most of the steam locomotives are the 040 type or 060 type. No big fancy cool River Rossi stuff. There ain't nothing like that in there. It's just some cheap Manitoua steams like 040s and stuff. And I think there's a couple of River Rossi 040s in there or whatever. And just Tyco, Bachman, cheaper style, you know, train cars, stuff like that. Bachman F7s, some just cheaper stuff, you know. So if I could get, you know, I'm hoping to get maybe 300 bucks out of all that. A couple buildings, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that in there, you know. So that's, if I could sell it all as a lot, boom, that'd be great. But I'm gonna have a yard sale, if not here, very, very soon, and just try to piece it out for $1 a piece, 2 a piece, whatever it is. But and I cleaned out all my drawers, got all that crap out of there. I know a lot of people collect Tyco stuff and all that, but I'm not that guy, not anymore. And this is my nicer diesel, some of them. A lot of my Athearn F units, and mostly this is all Athearn, just about, I think. And there's quite a few there. And then that second drawer is paint stuff, painting and supplies and stuff. And then I still got all these freight cars here. These are just some cheaper ones, some nicer ones, you know. There's some nicer stuff in there. So I'll hold on to those for now. And then, let's see. Got my cabooses up there. I got some Manitoua steams, more cabooses, some more diesel engines. And then I got that Bowser repower kit for J-Class. There's a shell. Picked up a shell. Picked up a pretty nice tender for that. So I'll be building that one of these days. And then some nicer stuff. I got my other aero train in there. I kept the Mopar train set and the Chevy train set. But everything, beer cars and all that kind of like Toys R Us, Kellogg's, anything, billboard cars, all going for sale. I don't want any of that stuff. And then I got my 442 Hiawatha chassis. It's from a brass locomotive. It's a nice chassis. I thought I was going to get a shell for that, but no, it went for more than I was going to pay for it, that's for sure. So I'll probably just build one for it, no big deal. And then there's the Bowser repower kit for that J-Class. And some of these are kind of cool. Wooden passenger cars for the B&O. So there's 2 coaches and a tail car. And you almost think these would go for that Varney engine they made like a million years ago, the torpedo nosed one. I think that might be what those are for. I'm not sure. I've got those in like a bunch of trains one time years ago. And then I got some of these, you know, I remember these. I had a video on these things. I thought I'd hold on to these for a while. I'm not like a big fan or anything, but they could be for sale. You know, I don't know. I haven't decided quite on those. Like I said, I bought those 3 tubs and filled them full. One's all locomotives. One's all freight cars. And I think there's one that's like freight cars and parts. And then there's, you know, a couple buildings and this and that stuff on there, you know, some track and things like that. But over here on the layout, I haven't done much to the carnival area, much more than probably last time you've seen it. I still need to add my lights and stuff, but I got to clean out the underneath to get all that and fix a couple of those rides. I think the wires got knocked off of underneath. And then down through here, I added those lights. Those are pretty cool. Got those in just a while back. And they run off this little toggle switch here and run on AA batteries. So, just turn those on with that little switch. It's pretty nice. And then, like I said, that side's all done. I added this airplane. That one there, big Canadair or something. It's one of them airplanes that does forest fires. It was pretty cool. So I'll take you over to the other side and show you what I've been doing. All right, over here I put another coat of, on the water scene, I put another coat of gloss Mod Podge. Give it a little bit of a shine on the water. So you can see a little bit of shine here and there. That helped it out quite a bit, I think. It was kind of dull. And I don't know if I've showed this section too much. This section's pretty much done. I got some street lights to add eventually, I think. I'm going to add in there. Not sure, but I got some. But I sprayed all those trees, made them darker. Added some trees, added some pine trees right in there. And then all these pre-made trees. I kind of like these trees. They kind of take me back to when I was a kid and working on my model train set. So I just kind of concentrated them all in this area right here. So I took all the ones I had just about and just put them all in this little area right here. So I'd have them all mainly right here. There's a couple others that are spread out through the layout, but mainly right here. Just kind of bringing me back to when I was a kid. I like that. I like those trees. A lot of people are like, that's not a prototypical tree, you know, but I don't care. It's my train set. Looks cool. And I added some more trees up here and did some ground cover and all that. And it's working down through here, working around the water tower and ground cover and grass. We did the grass and all that. So it's a little brighter, a little more, looks a lot better, I think. So I haven't done too much work, been really busy. I still got to do all that. So, and then on the other side of the bridge, do all the back through there. So, and I think that's about it. Like I said, I've been just working and fishing. That's what I love to do. You know, I got almost too many hobbies. Anybody else got too many hobbies? Well, I've done model railroading since I was a kid. But between fishing, that's like my first love. Just fishing. I've done that forever. So once I get this stuff out of here and sold or whatever, I'll have this big old open area, which will be nice. And the Union Pacific Bailey Yard is going to come down and get built right here. And like, right, let me pull this up, kind of give you an idea. Well, I can't. But like about where my finger is going to be the lower deck to my new layout, the other layout, I should say. And it's going to go all the way around there. A lot of it's framed already, except for like in this area right here, it isn't framed up. I'm going to put new legs on it to hold this up back further instead of, I think they're in the front. And then I'm going to have it come around like that, around the front edge, the layout will. I mean, it'll probably be about 12 inches deep or so, maybe a little bit more or so. It's not going to be, you know, the whole underneath, just like a little shelf layout underneath the main layout here. And that'll be my PTS in Ohio. Like I said, I'm going to put in this area, once I get this stuff out of here, bring the Bailey Yard Shop in, build a nice table for it. And I want to make it so I can move it around and maybe fold it up on one side so it's like don't take up so much room when I'm not using it. And then probably over on the lower layout over there, I'll probably put a switch in and run over to it, to the separate table to where the Bailey Yard is, just for running diesels out of there or something. I think, yeah, I think that's what it will do. And then I can just like unmount it from the thing and just fold it up, and it'll be fine because it'll be all glued down to the table and all that, and it won't like come apart when I flip it up on its side or something. I was going to make it so it'd go underneath, but I think it might be too wide for that. If I can still do that, I will do that. Or I can push it underneath, drop it down and push it underneath the bottom layer of that bottom layout. Well, we won't know until I get it in here and start working on it. Well, everybody, I don't know if you enjoyed it or not, but it's just a little update of what's going on. Between working, painting, cabinetry, and everything like that, I've been really busy. It's been really nice. I didn't think I'd be that busy, but I've been really busy at it. It's been great. Get back into the groove and back to work since my eyes are getting a little better. Got my eyes all taken care of, I think, just about. I got to go do a couple more treatments, and it should be pretty good on that. I got 20/20 in this one with the glasses on. This one still got a little cataract in it. But may have to do another treatment in this, laser in this. I missed my laser appointment, about a week or so ago, so I had to reschedule that. And between fishing, you know, that's what I really love. I do another YouTube thing, just shorts or like, you know, 30-second videos or whatever, my fishing. I just do it for fun. I always have. Kind of cool, I think, you know. I think I got 37 subscribers on that video on that. It's like, woo, yeah, big time, you know. But I just do it for fun. I love fishing, you know. I don't want to be a fishing video guy. I don't really want to be a big famous train video guy, you know. But I like to show what I do. That's about it, you know. I love, my work is what I love, and that's how I make my money. So this is just for fun too. It doesn't matter much to me if it's big time or not. You know, if it goes big time, I have to file taxes on it. Then, you know, that kind of sucks. You know, tax man always got his hand out. You know, when you're trying to make a living. You know, but I just been working and fishing. You know, fishing spring when it starts warming up, catfish to bite really, really good, and being able to see it back to work and being able to enjoy it again, it's been nice. So that's what I've been doing. And next week I'm going to be hitting it really hard. I got to finish this job up. Well, it's done. I just got to put the doors back on Monday. Take me a few hours, and then back to the lake for 7 days, I think, until I start my next job. And next month the catfish should be going on spawn for a little while. And it kind of slows down, and you know, really ain't there for a couple of weeks. It ain't really worth going out and fishing and spending the time and the money to try to catch big ones because they're doing their thing. And so I'll probably end up doing some carp fishing or whatever, bluegill fishing and stuff. But mainly I'm going to be busy next month doing work. And I hope to start getting some more good train videos out once the maybe the weather goes back. I get some time, I've been just working on all kinds of stuff, working on the house, working on work, and so it's life. So hopefully soon. I've got a lot of projects and ready to go. Just need some time to do them, I guess. I would say probably the first things I'll be doing. Um, it's probably the Cincinnati Eastern locomotive, since I got the decals coming. And pretty simple. Where's the snow plows for the locomotives and stuff? I got the handrail uprights for that one. And then as soon as I get the scenery done on this whole layout, this upper end of the layout, I get on the bottom part, start building the PTS in Ohio, which is going to be the P-Vine, the old P-Vine on the line over there. Going to model it from Portsmouth to probably up to the Peebles area, and then probably do some of the Cincinnati Eastern that runs through maybe Brown County to Sardinia. I've decided I'm not going to add any of the Claremont County scenery or anything from Claremont County in my Cincinnati Eastern part. It'll probably skip from Sardinia to Clare Yard, just because I'm not a fan of Claremont County. And I don't want to waste all my extra space trying to cram that in there when I'm going to concentrate more on the PTS and I. So when I have decided that, probably go up to Sardinia or something, and then from Sardinia, it's just going to magically appear in Clare Yard, down toward Clare Yard, I think. To skip out all of Claremont County. But that'd be kind of cool, I think. And I'm starting to get some new train cars for that line. And that's what that's what I got those for. I had some covered hoppers. There's Winchester grain down there, so I can use some of those covered hoppers for that. I'm going to have the wood lumber place on my line, so I got a couple of those 3 cars for that, and then I got the 3 gondolas that I'm going to do up to whatever I don't know. I'll get some pictures of some of the old gondolas they have over there and kind of model after that. There's certain ones, and those will be used for the company there in Peebles that does railroad ties. And then I'm still looking on rock cars. I was supposed to get some rock cars off that guy today, that Ray, that I bought these off of, and I forgot them. And I'm going back anyway to get some more cars off. He had a lot of nice stuff, and I'll just get them then. But I'm going to need way more. So, but like I got the Tennessee locomotive, I got decals for. That one's pretty much got everything for I need. Trailing truck and everything I need for it. I'm going to do it and sell it. So if anybody's kind of interested in a Tennessee locomotive, maybe hit me up a little bit before I put it together and throw it up on eBay just to see what kind of price it'll bring. I'm just kind of curious to see what one would bring, So I may do that. But until next time, well, there's the update, and I thank you for watching.